Hi friends, today we are changing the cabin air filter on a Lexus GX470. This works for model years 2003 through 2009, and let's begin. First things first, you want to get yourself a replacement filter. There are a couple different kinds. You can get a plain filter, or you can get one of these carbon filters. And the difference between the two is that the carbon filter doesn't only filter out the particulate matter, but it also blocks some of the odors that can get inside the cabin from the outer environment. So these filters typically are a bit more expensive. I picked this one up for about $21 from eBay. You can also get one at your local Toyota or Lexus dealer, or you could also get a non-Toyota OEM part. My main reason to use the OEM part is the pleats in this filter seem to be having a very high surface area and probably a much better filtration than some of the aftermarket filters. So that is why I'm sticking to the original parts, the OEM parts. So we start by removing the old filter, and we do this by opening the glove box. Now the filter is located behind the glove box itself, so we're going to have to drop the lid down. Now there are a couple tricks to this. What you do is you actually squeeze, and I won't be able to do this with one hand holding the camera here, but we're going to squeeze the sides of the glove box here. Be careful not to break them. There's also a mechanism that allows the glove box to come down slowly, so you can see if I drop it down, it's almost like the tailgate on today's trucks, and you can see how it comes down. It doesn't just go wham bah, 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 like this as you have in your Honda Civic or whatever vehicle you may have. So there's the mechanism that keeps the lid from dropping down, and you want to make sure that you disengage that first before you actually pop the glove box open. So the mechanism I'm talking about is this cord right here. So you want to release this clip first. And you do this very carefully. Like this. And you let the cord go. It'll retract. Just like that. Okay? And now we are ready to pull the glove box down. And here's the door behind which hides the filter. Alright, so here's what the filter looks like, and it's only been in the car for about 8,000 miles. You can kind of see some small debris in there. Now this is an aftermarket part, I believe. I bought that online. So we're going to compare that to the original filter. Now the back side, of course, is going to be much cleaner because that's the top part. So the blower is blowing the air down, so it goes through the pleats, the garbage gets stuck on top, and then the fresh air gets sucked into the plumbing. So here's the difference between the OEM filter, which is on the right, and this is the one that aftermarket that I used. Kind of gives you the direction of the airflow, gives you the part number. This is CF10132, and on the back side I usually put in the date that I installed the filter, so that way I have a rough idea. So this filter has been in the truck for 3 years, but I've only put on about 8,000 miles on it. So would really highly recommend changing these, probably annually, depending on how much you drive really, but every 10 to 12,000 miles. Also all the mold and other stuff that gets trapped in here, so changing it once a year is probably, at least once a year is a good idea. So but you can see that the surface area of the filtration is much higher in the original filter, and you know, these guys are not as deep, as you can see, compared to the original filter. You can see how deep the pleats are here, so that means that again the filtration area is so much higher and it's able to trap more stuff, yet it's a lot lighter filter too, so I don't think it puts as much strain on the fan as does the aftermarket one. Now one thing I would point out is that this filter does not have any directional arrows. It doesn't say which way does the airflow goes, but I looked at the old one and just how the last pleat ends like this, so that's airflow going up this way. So as you can see, I've marked today's date and the mileage, so next time I'm changing the filter, I'm aware when the last time was, or at least I also keep a log of all the maintenance on my computer, but just in case, you can never trust technology. So this is how you install that. Kind of rippled it a little bit here, but it fits in there nice and snug. So that is ready to roll right back into the location. You can kind of see where that blower fan is. It's a good idea to make sure that there's no acorns in there or anything like that that sometimes will make your blower fan noisy. Seems to be clean, relatively clean. Here's that little cord that pulls glove box lid back. All right, we're going to reinstall the filter now. That's it, you are done. Now, when you reinstall the glove box, on the lower portion down here, there are a couple of grooves where the glove box fits, and we're going to make sure that we put that into these little clips. There we go, so it needed to be realigned. If your glove box does not shut properly, you want to make sure that it sits in the grooves on the bottom here. All right, and now we're just going to replace that cord for better retraction. So again, you don't have to do it, but you know, without it, there it is, it kind of slams down. But then once we install the cord, it'll be much more Lexus-like. So this is not for fat fingers, so for some of you guys who have bigger fingers, I don't think you can reach that little cord. So here we are, and we're just gonna hook it back on. Oops. Hook it back on. So it's hooked now, ready to roll, so let's test it. Lexus. And now you have replaced the cabin air filter on a Lexus GX470. Thanks so much for watching. Please consider subscribing to the channel for more videos on GX and other automotive projects.